Welcome to lesson 17. It's Thursday, 17th of July, 08. Yesterday we were talking about triad chords, and our chord was made up of the 1, 3, 5. For a chord of C, it's a combination of C, E, G. I showed you how it was played on the guitar. If we were to produce this on a piano, we would press any C, we'll choose this one, C, E, G. Press them down at the same time. That would form a chord of C, the combination of C, E, G. Now, to form these chords with a 1, 3, 5 position, we spoke about, we have a scale of C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. There's no sharps, no flats. When we produce a chord from the 1, 3, 5, these letters have to be exactly the same. So the C, E, G here has to be exactly the same as this, C, E, G. As explained yesterday, we went to the D and we could see that a chord of D for the 1 position, 3 position, 5 position produced a D and an F sharp and an A. But if you looked here, as the 1, 3, 5 position, we could see that F isn't the same, or this F isn't the same as that. This has to be the same as that. So if we looked at an F sharp up here, say, on the enharmonic black key up here, in order to make that F sharp the same as this, we have to lower it. We won't use a flat sign for this, we'll just lower it to the normal F. But when we do this, I'm going to take that sharp out, we've lowered it, but in so doing you are changing this chord into a minor chord, D minor chord. Now we'll explain in a later lesson why this is the case. Again, we shall look at the E. I know I'm just summarising and repeating what I did in the last lesson, but we're going to move on to power chords in a minute. Again, we want E, G and B. E, G, B. There's no sharps. If we look here, 1, 3rd position, we've got a G sharp, it's not the same, and we've got a B, which is the same. So we're going to have to change this G sharp. Let's look at the G sharp up here, this one here. In order to make it a normal G, we have to lower it. Then it will become the same as that one. So let's just lower that one. And what do we do now? We put a minor. So if we've lowered the 3rd, we turn this chord into a minor. This F was okay, F, A, C, F, A, C, that was okay, we didn't make any changes. Let's look at the G, G, B, D, G, B, let's loop D, ignore the minor mark there. So G, B, D was okay, it's exactly the same, no changes made there. Let's look at the A, C, E, we've got a C sharp here, look. But we need A, C, E, or we could have gone A, C, E. This is the 1, 3, 5. So we've no sharps in this A, C, E, but we've got one here though, the C sharp. Let's look up here, C sharp, what does it look like? Let's go to this one. So to make it like an ordinary C, again we just lower it. When we lower it, what do we do? Yep, we change the chord into a minor chord. So look at the last one, B, D sharp, F sharp. Okay, well, let's look here. Let's loop again from here. So we want B, we want an ordinary D, we want an ordinary F. So we're going to have to change these two. Let's look at a D sharp again, lower it to a normal D. That changes this into a minor chord, and the F sharp is going to have to be lowered as well to make it like this, the fifth position. So we've lowered a third, we've lowered the third position, we've lowered the fifth position. If we lower the fifth position, put a little circle there for diminished. So we've made a diminished, a B minor diminished. We'll cover that later on as to why it's called that. So we've made up chords here. Let's have a look at this. C, E, G. If we played C, E, G as we've just covered, C, E, G on a piano there. If we play a D minor chord, so we've got a D, F, A. Let's find D, F, A. Let's use three fingers. D, F, A. Originally it would have been D, F sharp, A, but we've lowered the F. D, F, A. Let's look for an E minor chord. Okay, we've got G, E, G and B. E, G, B pressed down together on a piano makes the chord of E minor. Of course the G was originally sharpened up here with my middle finger, but we've lowered it. Let's look at the F, F, A, C, the chord, the triad chord, F, A, C there. Of course you can do one up here if you want, F, A, C. G, B, D for the G chord, the G triad chord. Let's find a G. G, B, D there. I'll move my little finger out. G, B, D. A minor chord, A, C, E. A, C, E. Bit of a stretch this one. Now originally the C was sharpened. It would have been up here with my middle finger. We lowered it. A minor. Now just this awkward one at the end, B minor, diminished. So B, D, F. So look at B, D, F. Now originally the D was sharpened and the F was sharpened. So I've got there B, D sharp, F sharp. If we lowered the D, we lowered the F. That produced a B minor diminished. I think that's more or less covered the chords necessary for the triad. A triad chords made up of the 1, 3, 5 position, which have to be identical, C, E, G, C, E, G, and so forth. I wrote out the scale of C here, and then looking at the D, I took the D major scale and dumped it on top. I took the E major scale and stacked it on top, and so forth with the F and with the G. I just stacked the major scales on top, A there, and the last one was B. Stacked it on top and wrote in the sharps where they were, and then we created the chords and lowered where necessary. These, okay. So from now then we can move on to talk about power chords. So I'm going to rub this out here where it says triad, and I'm going to rub out number 3. I'm going to put power chords, okay. So what is a power chord? Well, it's actually not much different to what we've been doing, but all I'm going to do is remove the 3, and I'm going to remove the red circles around here. So a power chord of C, all we're going to do is press down the C and the G. Let's look up here. Originally we had C, E, G there, but I'm going to remove, let's just do it with 2 fingers there, C and a G. That is a power chord. I'll show you on the guitar in a minute the power chord. Again, D, F, A.